right, everybody, take a seat. How's it going? What is up? We are all the way live. It is Monday, and we're talking about weird things you do. What's that weird thing you do? You know what I mean? It's pretty good. We all have one. We all have many. You know what I mean? A lot of us are out there doing weird shit that we don't think anybody else does, and so I want to hear about that. We got a call right away. Got to tell you. So go ahead and drop me a call while you're listening. 540-583-4464. Call and tell me that weird thing you do. So sore and I'm still here. What are you sore from? Oh, you got a new job, huh? That's what's up. We'll talk about that later. Joshua, how's it going, bro? Thanks for calling.
Hey, yeah, so I'm told it's weird. I don't enjoy sugar at all, so I work in hotels and whatnot, and one of the brands of hotels is famous for serving very warm and prepared chocolate chip and walnut cookies. It's the unnamed Two Trees brand of hotel. And yeah, I was recently had the opportunity to work there. Never once tempted. Grew up my whole life pretty much having to make a weight class. I look at sugar cookies. Maybe I'll pick out the chocolate chip out of it, need a little bit of chocolate, but goddamn, the rest of the cookie sounds goddamn terrible. So that's a weird thing I'm told about me.
There's just no nutritional value. I don't think that's super weird. I think a lot of people don't eat sugar. It's more common than ever now, right?
Well, it's, I guess, one of the fad diets type things, but same thing. If you go to a birthday, people serve cake. Every time I am guilted. I don't eat the cake, but I am guilted into still refusing.
I see that you're calling in just to say that the weird thing is that you're thin. This is you're bragging. It's a bragging call. It's like when a lady says she only drinks white wine.
You would think that, but multiple times, again, in an unnamed branded hotel that I work at, I am shamed for not partaking in the donut eating when the person buys donuts and the...
Do you feel like you're losing out on business opportunities? Do you think they're excluding you because you're not having snacks with them?
Well, I will have sex with them. That's a different situation. It's the way that you would think. It's a very reverse sort of shaming, I guess, but it happens all the time. It's the same way we have employees from Asian countries, and I've actually heard from our chef who explicitly said, hey, well, you know, those American portions that they blah, blah, blah. Like, we have I'm a very unusual person and get shamed for not eating the whatever the hell is offered to you for all the silly reasons that we do that.
He said guilty in the chat. He goes, no. What did you, what kind of things do you eat then? Like, what are your, no, you know what? I don't.
Oh, I'm a sucker for the meat.
Yeah, protein, meats and cheeses are where it's at.
Animal byproducts. Yeah, you know, oh boy, you can get me there. Or even a good cooked vegetable. Either one. It's, can't do the grains and the goddamn sugar.
This all seems braggadocious still. I gotta tell you, it sounds like you're bragging. I mean, I'm hearing it. Eat a fucking cake. All right, thanks for calling, bro. I appreciate you. Have a good one.
I will. Well, God bless. I will eat a cake just because you recommended it. Thank you, sir.
It's court ordered, so you have to. That's a court order. That's pretty good. I mean, that's not super weird. I know people are doing weird shit, man. Like, my friend told me he's scared to bite into ice, so he runs his popsicles under the water before he eats them. That's pretty gnarly to me. I like it, but it's pretty gnarly. Hello, thanks for calling.
Good shit.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, man.
Oh, what's up, dude?
Hey, I got a weird thing.
I'm ready to hear it.
You know, I'm such a I will bury my clothing. The short story of it.
All right, what's the long story?
I'm not-
Why?
Because there was this green jacket that I hated. I hated the color. I hated how it looked. And I knew that back in the military, a lot of the people, they'll take they take the uniform and then they just like have like the dirt like stain it. And I was like, hey, I can do that. I couldn't do it. It was infested with dry rot. I used it as campfire instead. Which brings me on to my other thing. I used to have campfires out of a tire ring.
Like a full on like a rubber tire.
No, those metal ones, the rims. I will have
okay,
a fire
okay,
out of the
a wheel.
rim.
All right. That doesn't sound so weird. I mean, I think people make fires in anything metal, but that's burying your clothes is crazy. Like to think you started out trying to weather it and then you just were like, nah, no good. And also thinking
Oh,
to
no, I
bury
still
it to
do it.
weather it is also strange to me.
I'm right now doing a leather jacket and something wrapped up in wool. I don't remember what I did. with
You
the
said
wool
you're doing
one.
it right now, like you buried these clothes too?
Yeah, I'm going to be unburying them pretty soon. The first one is going to be the 26th. The next one is either the 30th or the 1st in the next month.
Okay, so
A whole long month.
So you have so it's a scheduled amount of time that you have each of these clothes buried for what? Because they get dirty, they get more weathered the longer they're out there before, but too long and they'll go
I
bad
just
or
want
what?
to see what happens. I just want to see what happens, and also to weather and to make it look neater because I don't really like them. Nor do they. It's either two things. I either don't like it or it doesn't really fit me. So, this is just the beta test. Like, I'll do bigger things later.
What do
I'm
you what do
probably
you
going
have
to
plans
start
for
doing
later? You're
money.
starting with clothes and you're finishing with people?
No, with money. I've already done people, but that's beside the point.
Why are you gonna bury money for?
I don't fucking know because if the IRS doesn't know the money is there because you buried it, how are they going to attach it from you?
I suppose that's true, but you say that that's true of any cash, right?
Yeah, I'm just going to bury things.
And what draws you
I
to
think
this? Like
that's not
what
that-
makes you feel like you really want to bury stuff?
I don't have that much interesting things in my life right now.
Well, I got to tell you, I think that's pretty interesting.
So yeah, that is one of the many things I will be calling you about tonight.
All right. Well, you know what? I'll keep answering. So you keep calling, I'll keep answering. I guarantee you got some good ones.
But what is your verdict?
I don't think I will say that is weird. Like I'm going to say it's definitely that is strange and I would just say it's abnormal. I don't think you're not hurting anybody. You're not hurting anybody. I don't even think you're hurting the clothes really. And you paid for the clothes. I don't think I could tell you to do any different. I will say it is guilty of being a little strange, but I don't think you're doing anything wrong.
Okay, I just remembered one thing that it's a joke, guiltiness, but I do in fact put my milk before I put in my cereal.
That's acceptable. People get hung up on that one, but my kids do it by accident all the time. So
I do it because it's like I like the milk more than I actually like the cereal, so I get more milk out than the cereal. Especially if you have like a chocolate, like a good, like a, I don't know, like, I don't know, some Captain Crunch, and it's like the flavor gets into the water, so you have more water than the cereal.
Yeah, it seems like the cereal wouldn't get wet enough.
You'd be surprised.
I am surprised. Well, thanks so much for calling, dude. I appreciate it.
And, well, thank you for having me, Your Honor.
And I will talk to you later, my friend.
Talk to you later as well, friend.
I gotta tell you, that was pretty good. He buries his clothes as an experiment. All right, let's hear some more out of that. Next caller. This looks all right. How's it going? How's it going, man? Good to hear
What's
from
going
you.
on, man?
Hope you had a good weekend.
Yeah, you too, man. Sorry, it's Friday. Too busy getting drunk.
That's okay. I got drunk a couple times this weekend myself.
Yeah, I gotta say that last guy definitely guilty. It starts with clothes. It's gonna be bodies.
Yeah, he breezed right past it when I said it was gonna be people. He was like, "Oh, I've done people, but next is money." And I was like, "You know what? You got me. Tell me about the money, actually." So what's something weird you do, man?
Okay, so it's not something super weird, I don't think, but it comes up in conversation sometimes, and people are like, "No, that's fucking weird and gross." Okay, so and I'm doing it right now, talking to somebody while you're sitting on the toilet having shit.
Not super uncommon. Not super uncommon. It's more uncommon to I don't know. It's less weird because you let me know, maybe. Like maybe since I know you're on the toilet now, it's not a surprise to me.
I mean, I got a breeze between my knees and it feels pretty good.
I just gotta say, like, as long as, I mean, if it's not like an audible shit, I don't really see the harm in it.
No, I don't usually I'm not having like a gas attack or anything like that.
No, I think that's
No,
acceptable.
okay, well, thank you. A lot of people fucking say that's weird. They're like, "Ew, well, call me when you're fucking done." I'm like, fucking why?
No, when I'm done, I have stuff to do. This is when I'm free.
Exactly. Like, I have a minute right now. Like, I'm fixing to go do some shit.
Well, I think that they got rid of Louis C.K. for something like this, but I'm gonna let it say it's okay for you.
Well, there's nobody else here right now, so I'm not flashing my ding dong in front of some trapped young girl or whatever.
It's yeah, that's not so bad. We all have like a weird little ritual. There's all like a little superstitious thing we all do, so that all plays into it.
All right, well, here, well, I'm gonna end this thing. There we go.
Oh, courtesy flush.
All
I
right, well, thanks
appreciate
for the
it.
confirmation, man.
No, you're good. Confirmation and affirmation. Shit away, dog. You're good.
Thank you, Judge.
You can talk to people on the phone on the toilet, and it turns out you can even talk to me on the phone on the toilet. So if you're on the toilet right now, give us a call. 540-583-4464. We're off to a good start. Gotta tell you, burying my clothes is currently my favorite one. I want to do bong hits and throw a frisbee with the judge. I'll allow it. Please see me in chambers. I just threw a frisbee around a little bit this weekend. I'm not gonna lie. It's a good feeling. Well, I guess I could post up to some people that the stream is on, huh? Let's take a second. Let's take a second in between calls to all share the stream real quick. I'm gonna go on YouTube. I'm gonna grab the link for the stream and I'm gonna post it up in places. I would do it if you were streaming too. Because that's just the kind of guy I am. Okay. I was like, is it going to take me to the actual stream? Something weird did you do? Yeah, little superstitions too. I think I got to get my wife to call. My wife was like, oh, well, my wife has OCD, like straight up diagnosed OCD. So she was like, right away when I said we were going to do this, she was like, I have to call. I'll have to call. Where is the fucking share link for this? There we go. Am I tripping? Live now. What's something weird you do? Superstition or a ritual. Something people have told you is weird. Call in 5405 834464. There we go. Sorry. It works to read it out loud because then I'm typing it and it's for you guys. So somebody's calling. Oh, it's him. It's nobody again.
Yeah, shit.
What's up, man? You thought of something else?
Yeah. I have two, in fact. The first one, every time I sneeze and someone blesses me, I automatically say, "You're welcome." It started out as a joke, and I think I trained myself to do it. I don't know how, but I just trained myself to say, "You're welcome," every time someone blesses me. And also, how I eat saltine crackers, I physically cannot eat less than one. I need to have 3 or more at a single given time.
Does that conflict with the fact that you can't eat 3 without a drink?
No, I don't drink. I don't drink. I don't have a drink or anything. I just take 4, I shove it in my mouth, and then I chew it, and then I swallow.
I think that was a popular challenge on the internet fairly recently.
It's not a challenge for me. That's how I enjoy the food.
So when I eat, it's the food that's scared. So the amount of dryness of 4 crackers is nothing compared to the wetness that is inside your mouth, is what you're saying.
More or less. And also, the key is to breathe through your nose.
That's interesting.
And also, if you enjoy it long enough, it's just to keep chewing it. It kind of tastes like a chicken. You know, it kind of has a chicken taste. If you're munching on some chicken.
You're finding
like
a whole
chicken.
range of flavors within the saltine that no one's ever gotten to.
It's like a fucking rainbow of meat. It tastes like chicken.
That's
It tastes
remarkable.
like chicken, but
They're
good.
asking in the chat if you think you could eat 6 saltines in 1 minute.
Oh, I did 8 once.
8 saltines.
It was hard.
Somebody call
but
Guinness.
I just
I gotta
kept
tell you.
stuffing it. I like how we just skimmed past the fact that I do actually say "you're welcome" every time I sneeze.
I do want to go back to that. Do you see that it throws people off? Like when you say it, do they look confused at least, or?
Oh, that was a stupid joke. You know, the show Moana. You know that show? I'm just making a reference to one of those songs. "You're welcome."
Oh, I see.
I thought it was funny, and then I kind of Pavloved myself into doing it.
Now it's just in there. It's just part of the. That's I kind of
Yeah.
similarly when I was in high school, I decided to start crossing my 7s, like that little street, that little cross inside the 7 where it's like a 7 with a line through the middle. I was just like, I think 7s like this look cool, and I started trying to do all my 7s like that. And if I forgot, I'd be like, oh, gotta go back and cross it. And now I just write them like that automatic. So it's probably basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, that's
yeah,
pretty good.
I'm trying to think of ones, but anyway, what is the verdict for me saying "you're welcome"? everyone
Saying
who
you're
blesses
welcome
me?
is a good joke. I'm more concerned with the cracker thing, to be honest with you. The amount of crackers you're eating without a
Really?
drink is concerning to me. Yeah, that's worse.
I don't need to drink anything. Like I cough 2 times maximum.
Well,
But no, nothing bad happens.
no human is above having to drink anything. You're not any weaker for having to drink anything. I just took a drink right now, and I'm as strong as anyone you've ever met.
Yes, you're very strong. Yes, yes, yes. Moving onward now.
Don't don't patronize me in my own courtroom, sir. You're out of order.
I'm sorry. That was
All right.
so mean.
All right, it's all good.
So mean.
Thanks for calling, man. Go eat some crackers. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Really, thank you.
My word. No, none of that's so weird. I don't know if he's gonna call. I was trying to get my friend to call. Okay. My friend said that while he's driving on the freeway, he like basically keeps a running tally as cars pass him for every car that passes him. And then he said he has to pass more cars than that before he gets done. Like or he's like, he's told me he's been mad about it before. So that's pretty crazy to me. I know I have some I got to think of. When I was a kid, when I was a little kid, every day during the day, I felt like saying, this has been the worst day of my life. But like a 6-year-old saying it. So it's like a weird, like as weird as it is to hear a kid say that, like imagine like a little kid saying it. So I'm like, this is the worst day of my life. I would just say it all the time. It like, I felt like I had to say it because I'd said it so many days in a row. It got like built up. And then, and then my sister took me and my other sister out to like a movie, and she just got her own apartment. We stayed the night at her apartment. We went to Chuck E. Cheese. It's like a fucking great day, like the best day a kid could have. And we're getting back in the car, and I'm kind of like under my breath, I'm like, this is the worst day of my life. This bitch gets so mad, bro. Like, she got so mad. She's like, well, I don't need to take you to do anything. And like, first of all, understandably, like to hang out with your little siblings as an adult, you're a great person already, let alone spend money. So I get why she should have just beat my ass. Like, here's the thing, just beat my ass. But also I was like, I felt really bad, but I was still more nervous to be like, yo, I just say that all the time. So it's nothing against you. I just got to be saying that during the day. I used to not cover my nose at all when I'd sneeze. I used to not cover my nose or mouth at all when I'd sneeze. And if you can imagine, I'd do a pretty big sneeze, like a big dad sneeze. And it was just too much. Like it was too, like you sneeze in your hand and your hand is decimated. And I understand that that's actually why you need to cover it, so that doesn't go everywhere. But it's so much snot on my hand that I would just not do it. But I had to get rid of that one. COVID pretty much put a stop to that. I feel I just spilled fucking water on my desk again. How many times is that going to happen on stream? Like, honestly. Oh my God. Oh, my blunts. Oh God. Sorry. Got really scared. I will say, even though I'll still cover my mouth when I sneeze now, that I will like clear. I'll blow like half my nose pretty much anywhere. Like if my nose is stuffed up at all, like I'll just blow a snot rocket wherever. When I can't breathe out of one side of my nose, I start to feel like anxious. It starts to really bother me. And so I try to avoid that. And also the relief that comes from getting rid of a booger that's blocking the hole in your nose, that is instant. And it's so beneficial. Like you can fucking breathe. So I know that's gross, and I know that's gross, and I know that maybe behind this corp desk there might be boogers somewhere from that happening, but I don't regret it. I don't regret it. Guilty myself. You know what I mean? I'm not above calling myself guilty. What's something weird you do? What's a weird little ritual you have? What's something you're scared of? What's a weird little fear you have that's kind of irrational? And what's something you do to avoid it? I used to try to never drive on the freeway. Like my first car, it couldn't go out of like second or third gear. It just wouldn't shift. Like you couldn't drive that bitch 55 miles an hour. Like, so I would not take it on the freeway unless it was absolutely necessary, because even in the slow lane, it was a nightmare. And since then, even though I have a different car, like I just don't really take the freeway. My wife hates it, bro. My wife hates it. But I like around town, I do not really hop on the freeway to get where I need to go. I'll take surface streets. It's like an extra 15 or 20 minutes sometimes. Want to touch on this next call, so here's a bite. I punch myself to sneeze on command. That's strange. I think we got a couple people getting ready to call in. I can feel it in the ether, so don't feel like you got to call back right away. But thank you for what you've contributed so far, because honestly, my favorite story so far has been bury my clothes. I like to bury my clothes. was trying to have the stream up on Instagram today, but it didn't end up happening. But pretty soon we will be on Instagram. Oh, is my mic cutting out? It looks like it might be cutting out. Hello? Hello? God, no, there it is. Yeah, so I should be streaming live on Instagram every day too now. If you want to watch there, that should be cool. New destination for the show. We should be back on Facebook in another couple weeks too. All that is good news. So let's keep it going. Something weird you do. What's the vibe? What's a weird little thing that you do? I know everybody's got some. Classic. Oh, my friend told me to hit him up because he actually had a good thing to talk about. Live now for weird things. 540-583-4464. And then I'll just copy and paste that. And I'll send it to some other people. Seems like a good time to drop a note to say, drop a like on the stream if you're watching it on YouTube. It always helps. It helps people find it. My goodness, I've just heard quite a loud running by my door. Too loud, some would say. I'm basically like an automated text blast to just send out to anybody that I think I can get on this show. Nobody is calling back again. Saw you post a couple things on Facebook in the past few days. I thought the ban was lifted. It's letting me make posts. And it's letting me like, I can even post pictures, but it will not let me post videos. It won't let me post stories, and it will not let me go live. So like it's limiting me in all of all the ways that I actually use it. And it's allowing me to do the things I don't really like to do. So like I just posted the fucking stream in there. I'm going to post another comp as just a YouTube link in there, I guess. And that's all that good. That's going to have to be good for now. Like this will be the second new comp and a subscriber comp I haven't been able to post on Facebook. Oh, and it's still not letting me take new subscribers either. So it's still fucking with my monetization too. So I really ranted about this for a long time last stream. So I don't mean to get into it. But I will say that it is still fucking me up. Subject is here we go. Ooh, calling in before the call is screened, just going for it. How's it going, man? Thanks for calling.
What's up, dude?
How are you?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, sick. Yeah, I can hear you. What's up, dude?
What's up?
Are we live right now? Are we
Absolutely. 100% live.
Dude, I've never done any streaming stuff like this. I don't know. Are people going to be mean to me in the comments? Is that what happens on these things?
No, this is a very supportive courtroom. I'll just throw anybody out of court that's not supportive at all.
Nice, dude. I like you're a no-nonsense judge. You're like a Southern guy.
Yeah, but in the positive way, like a nice Southern.
I was just going to say, you're like a separate but equal judge.
Yeah, there you go. I'm a civil rights
law's
judge.
The law. Yeah, you're like, law's the law. I'm not one to go against precedent.
Absolutely.
Nice. All right, dude. So I just tell you my weird thing. And
yeah, I would love it if you did.
Dude, all right. So ever since I was like a little kid, I have no idea what it is. But ever since I was a little kid, would get stressed out, I would like close my left eye, which is like my non-dominant eye, and like line up things in my vision to create triangles. So I'm doing it right now in my room. I'm looking out, like, you know, my window's like split in half.
Okay.
You know, it's a sliding window, so it slides horizontally. So there's like you know, the windowsill and they meet in the middle.
Right.
And so that is creating the horizontal line. And then the blinds are drawn, so they're horizontal up, and that's creating the top perpendicular line with the windowsill. And then my neighbor's roof is creating the, you know, whatever the long line is in a triangle. It's just weird. I've done it ever since I was a little kid. I make triangles with my vision everywhere.
And
I
does
go.
it soothe
People
you?
constantly ask me,
So
like,
you're basically looking for triangles too. You're making triangles and you're looking for triangles, right?
Yeah.
Could it be something that's triangle shaped, or does it have to
all
be
the
made
time.
out of other things?
It's way more satisfying if I'm making the triangle. Like when I see triangles and like when I see the corners of things, I get like visual satisfaction. I'm like, that looks cool. I don't know what it is. I like triangles. I like corners of things. I'm just
That's
like,
so
I don't know what it
interesting.
is. I'm always seeing them in the world. And yeah, like people constantly ask me why I'm closing my eyes. And I'm just like, I'm making triangles, dude. What do you want from me?
So you're really doing it a lot. Do you find it hard to explain it to people, or was it easy for you to explain it to me right now because you've had to whip this out a lot?
You're maybe the fifth person I've ever tried to explain it to.
Oh wow, that's pretty good.
I literally, I don't have a problem with it. Like I would explain it to people, but what a boring fucking thing to explain to people.
No, I'm
It's just fun
fascinated.
and
Actually, you're it's quite the opposite. I'm fascinated. Like I want to know what happened when, not like something happened to you when you were a kid, but what as a kid made you decide triangles. You know what I mean? Like I get you do triangles now because
You know
you've always
what?
been doing triangles, but like, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I can tell you exactly where I was the first time it happened and like what it was. It was I was on, you know, shout out Sacramento. I was on Valley High Drive, and I was like in the backseat of my mom's car, and you know, the street lights, you know, because they extend over the road, they have a bar that comes out at like an angle, like a 45-degree angle, and it lines up perfectly with where the roof intersects with the passenger door. So I'm sitting in the back seat, and dude, it's just nothing but triangles because it's all street lights. And I was just like entranced. I don't know. It's probably some weird coping mechanism from some shit from my childhood. But
Yeah,
dude,
what if
definitely the weirdest
right
thing I
as
do.
you were deciding that, something really awful was happening in the car? You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, that's probably what it was. It's probably my parents in like a, you know, their 90th divorce level fight of the fucking month.
you were just like, no, triangles. Like,
Yeah, don't think about it. Don't think about it.
just look for your triangles, buddy. Don't worry about it. Just
Mom didn't mean it when she said it was all your fault. Just keep looking at the triangles.
that's actually
Yeah, dude.
fascinating. Yeah,
When you said weird, I was like, oh, I got the perfect thing. I'm the only person I've ever met. Like, I've never heard someone else talk about this.
I'd like to find
I've got
out that
no
there
idea
are
if
more
other
people like
do
you.
it.
That's what I'd like to find out. I'd like someone to reach out to me and say, to the triangle guy, I also look for rectangles. Like, are there people who also look for triangles? Are there people who also find comfort in imagining other shapes? Like, there's several factors here that are all fascinating to me. Like, someone should study you. Someone should study you.
Yeah, it's a really, I don't know what it is. It's got to be some kind of coping mechanism. But like, it's so weird that I'll literally like, dude, can you put up stuff on the screen if I send you a picture of
Yes.
what I'm like looking at right now?
Yeah.
Here, let me do it real quick. I'll send you exactly what I'm looking at. All right, you're gonna see. All right, I just sent it to you on Instagram. Maybe I should take a picture of it and then actually send it as a picture. But yeah, I have a shoe rack in my room that like makes me happy because it's
I got to
like,
tell you, bro, I'm seeing some triangles right here.
Dude, you see what I'm saying, dude?
I see
Look at
the
those
little one
fucking
right there
triangles.
at the
Aren't those some
top.
nice looking triangles.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that kind of counts as 3 because of the way it's intersecting. Like, I just look for those all the time. I'm just constantly looking for those.
That's
It's
remarkable.
really bizarre, and I'll do it. I do it a lot when I'm writing jokes. It helps me a lot when I'm thinking about jokes.
So I think what like
Yeah,
the main
it's like my total zone out.
yeah, the main takeaway from this for me too is that you actually feel like a genuine sense of relief from it. Like it's not only that you actually do it, but you actually
Oh,
are
yeah.
still getting something from it. Like years later, it's still very satisfying to you.
Yeah. I've been doing it for, I don't know, probably like 20 plus years now.
All right,
Yeah, I
man.
do it
Well,
all the time, and it's funny you say.
no, go
It's
ahead.
funny
No, go
you
ahead.
said that. Oh, sorry. Here, I'll just.
No, I'm not.
wait
I'm not
one last
wrapping you
thought.
up at all. I was gonna sentence you, but go ahead.
Oh, cool. Oh yeah. I want to get sentenced, but the thing about it that's weird is I always am like, is this like a thing I should stop doing? Like people have recommended when I've told them, they're like, maybe you're OCD, maybe it's like some weird compulsion. But I'm
I
like,
think
it literally has never affected my life positively or negatively.
I would say
I've
it
never
is.
gotten in a car accident because I was making triangles.
I would say it's giving you more of a positive effect than a negative effect. I'm a judge. I'm not a doctor,
Yeah,
but it
if
seems like it's
anything.
helping you, if anything.
Yeah. I've kind of felt the same way where I'm like, I don't know, it gives me something to do when I'm bored as shit at the very least.
Plus, like, I
Yeah.
doubt you could even
It's
turn
pretty
it
cool.
off. Like, it's like, I guarantee you, even if you try to stop, like, trying not to look at triangles that you're
Oh, no
imagining
chance.
is the same as trying to imagine trying. You know what I mean? It's basically the same thing.
Yeah, dude, no chance. There's no way in the world I'd be able to do it.
Well, you know
Yeah,
what? Then
so,
don't stop.
dude, I'm
Absolutely don't
happy-
stop.
I'm happy to get sentenced. I'll take my punishment with grace. I know. I'm a
Oh,
total
no, bro.
fucking
I got to
weirdo.
say, it's just 50 more years of triangles. You've sentenced yourself. Like, it's a lifetime
Hell
of
yes,
triangles.
dude. Nice. That's actually perfect. I was hoping he'd be
yeah,
lenient.
it's probably
That was,
actually music to your ears. But more triangles.
Yeah, dude. If I could kick this by the time I'm like 78 years old, that'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, just for the last years, you'll be free. It's very, very
Right. Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks so much
Well,
for
dude,
calling,
by
dude. That's
then
perfect.
we'll be leaving to like 150. All right, dude. I'll talk to you later, man.
Talk to you later, dude.
All right, later.
That was fantastic. That's actually exactly the subject matter I'm looking for. That's the weird thing someone does. That's something weird someone does. Fantastic. All right, we got Drew again and nobody again. I'm going to have to go. I got to go nobody. It's been twice as long. Sorry, Drew. How's it going,
Hey,
bud?
man. Good. I am going. I'm going to do the greatest thing I've ever done in my life.
Are you coughing
I'm
right now
going
because
to
you're choking on
indict my
crackers?
cat.
Oh, what? What'd you say?
I'm going to indict my cat. Her
Oh,
name
bro,
is
I thought you
Cookie.
said ignite my cat, and I got very
I
alarmed.
said indict.
Okay.
I said indict. Okay, here's the case I have let out. I have, at my room, I have a window that faces another roof. There's birds on that roof. There's a problem there because Cookie likes to claw at the window and meow desperately. And when I have the window open, she'll claw at the netting and just scare me to hell that she's going to fall out. On top of that,
Hold on. Can I have a sidebar? I got to tell you, the name of that cat's awful familiar. Is this the same cat that you called in and said you smushed with your garage door?
no, that was Emma.
Okay,
That was
go
a
ahead.
different
Sorry,
cat.
go ahead.
Cookie will claw at the net. And by the way, have you ever seen a cat pant before because they exhausted themselves?
I've seen lots of tired
They
cats, sure.
pant like a dog.
Yeah.
Me neither until I had Cookie. She was so wild and running around that I would pick her up and she was literally panting. She like the full pant, tongue out.
I got to tell you,
Like
I'm going to
she was
rule on this
panting.
hard and fast. Cats are weird. All cats do a number of weird things, and I could never sentence a cat for being weird. Cats are weird little, silly little guys. They're going to keep being silly little guys.
All right then. I forgot the other one because that actually took up most of my brain power.
That's
I have
okay.
3 brain cells for these calls. Remembering Cookie do these things kind of destroyed 2 of them.
Yeah, you know what? You've done your best. You've done a lot. You have a lot of, you should have pride in your contributions for the day. You don't need to feel like you forgot anything. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you.
But you know, I want to help you out with those highlights. It's all about the highlights nowadays.
Oh no, we're getting there. Don't worry. I'll be clipping right out of this video that you bury your clothes later. Don't lose any sleep over it.
All right.
Have a good one, man.
You too, mate. Thanks for having me.
All right, Drew, how's it going? You thought of something weirder?
Yeah, dude. The triangle guy actually made me think of this.
Yeah, perfect. That's great.
So, you know that movie, The Truman Show, right, with Jim Carrey?
Yes.
Okay, so I've kind of like experienced like a paranoia for that, like since I was a little kid. They actually call it like Truman syndrome, but because of the movie. But like the condition's been around longer.
I was about to say, I wonder if that's actually like a documented case, because you're not the first person I've heard say that. Like, I wonder if that's a real thing, and you said it is a thing. Yeah, that's not surprising. I've heard people say that before.
It is a thing. Like I've known it for years, but I had to double check before I called in, and I double checked, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm not just talking out of my ass. But yeah, no. So ever since I was a little kid, like I've just like had this weird eerie feeling like that there's like cameras planted somewhere, like not necessarily like it's a whole show for the world, but just like I'm being spied upon and shit. So like I remember being like a little kid. I'm talking about like 6 or 7 years old, and I'm looking in vents in like the bathroom of like wherever the hell we went on vacation to Florida at. Like, and I just remember like looking in the vents, like being paranoid, like when I took a shower, and like that shit has never left me. Like I've even done what he's done at that movie, and I've like looked at like mirrors, and like sometimes I feel like I'm just acting some shit out.
Yeah, that's a genuine paranoia. Like, you're checking, you're really looking for it. Yeah, that's gnarly, bro. What age did you finally feel like you weren't being watched? Like, when did you get over it?
I mean, it's not so much as like getting over it as just kind of like accepting to where it's like, well, if somebody is fucking watching, I hope I guess, you know, they're enjoying the fucking show, watching me beat off.
That's actually the most remarkable part of all this, that like you never really grew out of it. You were just like, I can't spend all my emotional energy worrying about this shit. I got enough fucking shit going on. You guys can just deal with it.
Honestly though, yeah. Dude, I still get it though. Like, okay, so like I just got like a new car like 6 months ago. I like driving off that lot. I was like, fuck, I don't even want to like sing in my car, like fucking smoke reefer in my car, like do any fucking thing. I'm like, there's probably a little fucking camera going right back to the dealership. They're gonna be like, all right, nope, pull them over, get the car back.
Bro, I think it's eating away at you still, man. I think it's still in there, like.
Oh, for sure, dude. I got an apartment freaking at the beginning of the year. And like I walked around naked like that whole like first week before I had my kid over here. But at the same time, I'm like, well, there's probably fucking camera in the vents. Like every time I go to take a shit, I'm looking up at the ceiling, looking in the vents, see if I can see like a little like sliver of light coming through or something.
Okay, well, okay. First question is, what would you do if you actually found something? Like, you peel back a mirror and there's a camera there. What's the next step?
Oof, I don't know. That's fucking kind of like nightmare fuel for me. Like, fuck, what do I do? Yeah, like I was right. What does this mean?
Yeah, so you're saying it'd actually be worse to find out you're correct than living with the fact knowing that you're probably not. Like, that's interesting too.
Dude, so I mean, I'd probably honestly, like, I'd probably go to the cops, tell them about it, gauge their fucking reaction. Because I mean, what the fuck else am I gonna do? And first, I'd probably search the rest of wherever the fuck I am. Like, if there's one, there's got to be fucking more.
That's logical. So my next question would be: do you want relief from it? Like, would you rather not feel like that? Like, do you think it's serious enough that you would talk to someone about it? Would you rather be rid of that feeling than keep looking for cameras?
I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like that's just kind of like part of me. Like, if I
You
were to
basically
take
feel
like
like they
any
couldn't
meds or
make you
something
feel
for
like
it,
it's not true. That's what you're saying.
like if I were to take some medicine for it, then like fucking it's not just gonna be like, oh, like I'm a little less fucking paranoid. Like all my, you know, a whole bunch of shit's gonna fucking go away, and I'm gonna be numb to a whole bunch of shit. And you know what? That's something that the fucking producers would say. You're in on it too, ain't you, Judge?
Well, I mean, obviously, I'd be included if I'm featured heavily in this chapter, but I, that's it's remarkable that you would be like, well, what are they gonna do? You know, you think that there's nothing that someone else could say to you that would convince you one way or the other.
No, because I've had shit on both ends of the spectrum. Like, you're fucking crazy. And then I've also had people fucking with me being like, we are in on it. We do watch you, motherfucker. I'm like, oh, fuck you. You're just full of shit. Like, I know if anybody was in on it, you fucking wouldn't be.
They're not trusting you with any secrets, you dumb piece of shit. That's actually very
Right? Like,
funny.
I've seen you chug a beer with your ass. You're not fucking part of this.
And so is everyone else because they were watching me watch you do it.
Exactly. They saw the video.
Well, that's actually remarkable, bro. Well, I hope you could. Here's what I hope for you. I hope that you could like stop looking. You know what I mean? I hope you can fucking find some peace with it. And more than that, more than just be over it, like actually think maybe, like give up on it. I want you to give up on this eventually. That's, I think, what I'm getting at.
Guilty.
I guess that means you're guilty, but the sentence is to just try and get better. just for you
court mandated therapy sessions.
Yeah, for you and for your kids, just try and put that out of your head. That's actually fantastic. Thank you very much for calling back, bro.
Yeah, no problem, man. I'm glad I fucking thought about it.
Yeah, guilty. Absolutely guilty. Thank you.
Later, man.
You know, that's remarkable. He's not the first person I've heard say that, but he's maybe got it worse than anybody else I've met personally. I'm sure there are people who have it worse than it. Let's look it up. Sorry. Go ahead and call in if you have something weird to say. If you're making triangles with your eyes or thinking that your life's in the Truman Show, go ahead and give me a call. That's perfect. I'm going to look this up. Truman Syndrome. Truman Show delusion, also known as Truman Syndrome, is a type of delusion in which the person believes that their life is a staged reality show or they're being watched on cameras. Delusions, fixed fallacious beliefs, are symptoms that, in the absence of organic disease, indicate psychiatric disease. Wow. The content of the delusions vary considerably, limited by the imagination of the delusional person. That means that you could be crazier depending on how good your imagination is. That's a terrible feeling. Oh, man. Oh, thanks for calling. Tell me something weird.
You can read line for line pretty well. That's pretty good.
You can read
I
lines?
was like, damn, reading that, those words are coming out smooth as fuck. Like, that couldn't happen for me. I'm not a news reporter, you know? That could not happen for me.
Not just anybody can be a judge. Takes a special kind of person.
Yeah. You're right. But anyway, man, I'm not gonna lie. And I'm just like, bro, like, I can't find nothing that's weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, I think I'm a person. The weird thing about me is I think the shit I do ain't weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't think about something that's, I'm like, nah, that's
They
not
say
weird.
that
You know
what
I
makes a
mean?
really good villain is he thinks he's the hero. So it's basically like that.
Right. Like, I don't fall into, like, horoscope shit. You know, I don't even know what they call that. What do they call that? You know what I mean?
Astrology.
Yeah, astrology. I don't fall into that bullshit, but sometimes I feel like that shit is real when it comes to like that my personal sign, to be honest. But see, you see what I'm saying? Like that's the weird shit. Like nigga, like astrology's bullshit except for my sign because it makes more sense. You know what I'm saying?
No, that shit is all bullshit. That's all nonsense. You're on.
No, but like I'm sitting here like, no, that shit makes sense for my.
It's just
sign.
all
You know what I
vague,
mean?
bro. It's like church where it's just
I
kind of
know,
vague enough
I
where if
know.
you hear it, it sounds like it's applying to exactly what's going on. You're like, oh, you know what? That is what's happening to me right now.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for that. Thanks for humbling me, honestly.
It's why
That's
you're
weird
here.
as fuck, man. Because I honestly, bro, I called and I don't got shit for you.
You just, I had you on hold for a minute too. I gave you time. You just,
yeah. I was like, I'm gonna fucking think of something by the time he answers, and it's not.
no, we'll get there. I know you know something. How about this? Every time this happens, I have to do this. What's something like that?
What?
Like every time I eat this, I have to do that or something like that. You know what I mean?
Every time I eat this, I have to do that.
Or you know what I mean? Like I used to have some shit where like every time I watch this movie, I'd have to eat this food. Like I had some shit. I can't remember what it specifically was off
There
top.
is like my favorite movie. You know, my favorite movie of all time is Starship Troopers, and I swear to God, if that shit is on TV, I will clear my schedule.
Yeah, you just watch it.
Yeah, like it's not like I have the fucking Blu-ray, I got the DVD, I have the VHS. I can watch it in any facet I want. But if that shit comes on basic cable, oh, my day's done. I'm not going nowhere, nigga. This shit, I gotta be back at 5:15, because you know the movies come on weird times. I'm gonna be back at 5:15 to watch Starship Troopers in its entirety.
That actually is interesting. Do you think you just love the content of that movie so much, or are you trying to relive the way that movie made you feel when you first saw it?
Both.
Oh,
great
see,
movie.
there's something there. It is a good movie, of course, but
It's a fucking great movie.
what
lady
made
fucked
you
Charlie
latch
Sheen.
onto that as a kid to where the point where you're now as an adult, like, all right, I gotta sit my ass down.
I
watch
think
this.
it was like the first thing I watched that like wasn't a cartoon that I was just like totally like about. You know what I mean?
You're like, oh, this is grown up shit, and I like it. Normally, grown up shit is whack.
Yeah, like it was
Yeah.
probably like the first time my mom didn't trip off me seeing titties on the TV. You know what I mean?
The first thing like that for me was
Yeah.
The Simpsons. Like, I used to be like, oh, this isn't really for me to be watching, but I do really enjoy it. Like,
Yeah, like cause like I was never I probably censored myself more than my parents did. You know what I'm saying? Like to be honest, like I was able to I could watch. I think I was growing up. I was watching fucking Friday the 13th, fucking Nightmare on Elm Street in the room by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit is.
you're one of
That's
those
a weird
spooky
thing.
little
Like I did,
pesky kids.
and
No,
I was watching Faces of Death at fucking like 8 years old. My guy.
I mean, we're of an age where we were all seeing people die on the internet from a young jump. You know what I mean?
Oh, and that's a weird thing about me. I will say that I will go on like a 45 to like 2 hour like deep dive of just like Reddit, like what's this on Reddit, Goriest Reddit, whatever. I'll be on that for fucking hours, just painting my brain, filling my brain with some of the most grotesque shit.
It really turns like, I don't know, it does something to me. I watch it all the time, but like I don't ever search it out like that. Like people will send me like people getting killed and stuff, and I'll be like, yo, that's crazy. And I have no problem watching it no matter how bad it is, but I don't usually like go to Reddit and go to look for that. Like,
No, like I'll let it build up. You feel me? Like a week, and then I'll just go back and just see what I can find.
you actually said that in a really interesting way, because that's like, I think how serial killers say things, like they feel like they have to do not. I'm not saying that two things are similar. I'm just saying like they see like the
You're not
feeling is
gonna call
building.
me out.
The feeling is building until they have to do it again. You know what I mean? It's just that this phrasing was
I felt
similar.
very eerie. I felt very eerie vibes from a couple fucking calls already. So don't.
Oh no. I'm not throwing the book at you when I wouldn't decide. I'm just saying the way I just couldn't think of another comparison. Like the way that you're saying you let it build up and then you're like, all right, I gotta look at this shit. Like that's interesting. Like that's how I feel
Because they
like during
add
the
to
day
it
about
every
jerking
day.
off.
They
You know what
add
I
to
mean?
it every day. Like binge watching. It's binge watching. They add to it every day. You know what I'm saying?
Well, people are dying in crazy ways every day, and there's only more cameras, so there's only going to be more videos like that.
The ones, bro, I can take every single one that's not in English, but once the shit's in English, I can't take it, bro.
That's interesting because you can hear their screams a
I
little
can-
more clearly.
Because I understand the pain they're in, like linguistically. You know what I'm saying? Like when I hear a fucking Brazilian kid begging for his life, I don't even know what he's saying, so it doesn't register. But when I hear this guy like no, like that's a little different. That's different, bro. Like I don't watch prison fucking shit. Prison shit gets wild, bro.
Oh, I like seeing.
I'm not
prison shit,
watching
for
that.
sure. For sure.
Well, they're like kill. They're like get his ass, kill him, and I'm like, oh, nope.
They really mean it.
Yeah, even when you see that shit in real life, you look at the person like, you know, ghetto friends. So you look at the person different. Like you just like, ugh, you're one of those.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're a weirdo.
Yeah, like I'll be looking at like people be like talking about them Chirac kids, like they're murderers and like they got like fucking YouTube pages like dedicated to the cases and then like they're building them up like, nah, they're fucking baby serial killers, nigga. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
that's true.
This shit is weird and like believe me, everybody like had their like Charles Manson is tight days. You know what I'm saying? But like now I'm just like nah.
No, why don't you tell me more about that? Don't just gloss over that. No, I'm just kidding.
You're gonna tell me you didn't have your fucking like help yourself.
No,
over
I
that
did.
bad,
I
dude.
did,
You know
but
what
I
I'm
was so I was in if we're talking Charles Manson, I was in 8th grade. I think we're the same age, right? I'm 32.
saying? Yeah, I'm 32.
So right at that time, they had like a Charles Manson movie, like a TV movie
Yeah,
that was like a 2 or 3 night
We
event.
had VH1. We had VH1. Remember that? So we got to see a lot of cool shit.
Yeah. So, and I remember seeing it and I'd be like, I don't think this is good, but I do think that if I was around this shit at that time, that it could have got me. I recognize this is all bad shit, but I think if I was dumb and it was like at that time, like I would have been like, yeah, let's go. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like fuck it. Like, yeah, Charlie, you're the shit, dude. And I think you're like
But
now
I
that you
remember
say it,
saying
you
that.
kinda
I
are
said
God.
that to some girl in like the 8th grade. I watched that shit and I saw that. And she was like, oh yeah, I sure you'd have like a really fun time killing all those people. And you guys would do. I was like, oh, you know what? You've made me feel stupid. Thank you very much. You got me.
Yeah. Like,
But also fuck
Yeah,
her. You
and
know
there's
what
like
I mean? Like just let me have my
you didn't have to do that at the same time. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
let me just talk, bro.
Girls want to fuck Richard Ramirez. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to. They wanted to fucking fuck the Night Stalker. If we're gonna talk about weird shit, let's get on that. You know what I'm saying? They wanted that. And then he's just a murderer. If those girls ever would have met him, they would have been murdered by him.
Let me
So
ask
that
you
leads
something.
me
Are
to
you
think that-
are you superstitious about anything, bro?
No, I'm just a little stitious.
Is there anything that you're weary of? You won't fuck with it? Witchcraft?
Bro, I'm fucking Mexican. So you know, like, I don't believe in God, but shit, there's like ghost shit,
Yeah.
and I can't gloss over it. So I don't know what I believe, to be honest with you. Just I do think there's ghost shit, but then that kind of coincides, and then whatever.
Okay,
But,
so we're hearing it right now. So you believe in ghosts? Let's lay that out there.
yeah, I believe in manifestations. It's just like I don't know what they are, to be
So
honest
you
with
feel
you.
like you're
I
just projecting feelings that you could interpret as a ghost, or you think that people can make ghosts?
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. Like I believe that anybody's idea of what it could be is also right and also wrong. You know what I'm saying? So like we're never gonna really figure that out unless we die and become a fucking ghost. You know what I'm saying? Like
I do see what you're saying. I feel like it is almost. It feels like if there were ghosts, everybody be seeing them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like it makes more sense to me scientifically. Like if we're gonna talk about timelines and shit like that, it makes more sense to me that a ghost would be like, because I'm gonna tell you like this. Okay, all right, let's just say it. You know what I mean? I don't want to sound real crazy and hella Latino, but let's just say it. I've seen a fucking ghost, bro. I've seen a ghost, my nigga. And the ghost I've seen, my dad's also seen ghosts before. You feel me? So when he explained it to me, the ghosts he's seen were in old clothing. Boom. That freaks me out. So when I seen a ghost, what's the first thing you think I noticed about them?
Clothing.
Old clothing. Old fucking clothing. So I'm like, that makes more sense to me that like another time, if we run linear with with other universe, whatever, you know what I'm saying? If we run in time, run faster in other places, and we run, you know what I mean? Then I do believe that could happen. That we might just at one point in one time, like, I don't know, something made the two timelines go together real quick, and we seen some
Okay,
shit.
so you're
You know what I'm
actually
saying?
this is actually your ghost theory. I'm hearing it. So you're saying multiversally that the same, like a ghost from a different time of a different time, like your current time in a different timeline is what you're seeing.
Yeah.
So it might not even be someone
And
dead. It could be a
and
live
it's in the-
person in that
and it's in
time,
the
and
same-
they're just intersecting.
Yeah. Boom. And it's just like we're intersecting at that moment. Who knows why? You feel me? But like we're intersecting at that moment, and that's why they're wearing old clothes. Like, bro, like when I seen this person, it was right down the street from my house in Oakland, bro. Like literally, like, so I fucking come over the train tracks. Train tracks are heavily. I don't know if you know that. Like train tracks be like that. They're like heavily
A
fucking.
ghost at the train
con-
tracks that we heard your other story at. It's all. I'm hearing it. I'm hearing it all.
No. This is a
I'm hearing it
different-
all line up.
I'll just be having problems at the train tracks. But nah, I'm passing over the train tracks and then the fucking things come down and I'm like, that's wild because it ain't a fucking and be it, it's 4 a.m. when I get off of my last job. It's 4 a.m. So I'm like, oh, that's fucking crazy because like I live by this motherfucking this train tracks, nigga. The what's it called is don't even go off. You know what I'm saying? Like not at this time. Like I'm not hearing no trains come at this time. So I'm boom looking. I'm like, oh, that just looks like I'm the only car here. It's like it's hella fucking dirty and ghetto over there. And then all of a sudden, like I look to the left, boom, fucking old fucking black dude, fucking old ass clothes, and I'm just like, what the fuck? But like when he looked at me, I was compelled to roll the window down. I don't know why. And I just rolled the window down, not scared, nothing like that. But as soon as he like looked and started speaking, and I didn't understand what the fuck he was saying, and the fucking came up at that exact moment. Oh nah, bro. You know what I mean? Like nah. I didn't even want to get out the car because it's like 2 blocks away from my house. I didn't want to get out the car to open the gate, bro. Like I'm like, oh, what the fuck is going on?
Said you were compelled to open the window.
Yeah, like I didn't, because we made eye contact. He didn't even like gesture anything. We just made eye contact, and I was compelled to open the window. You know what I'm saying? Like that's exactly what happened. That's what happened. And I think I was gonna say like, "What's up?" or like, "You need help?" or like, I didn't, but I just didn't say nothing. And he started walking towards me and started speaking in some way I didn't know what he was saying. You know what I mean?
A dialect that you're not used to, so that's a whole nother thing.
I don't know if it was a dialect. I just think it was like jumbled, to be honest. And I felt dissociated. Like I don't know.
Was your
See, that's
instinct
what
to
I'm
run the
saying.
fade? Like, were you like at first? Were you thinking you were about to have to jump out on this fool?
No, I would never. That's the thing is like, I'm already weary because I'm in this ghetto ass part, a very vulnerable part of my neighborhood.
Yeah.
To be at that stop, to be at that fucking train intersection, no trains coming, stopped. That's a very like, I'm very vulnerable right there. So already I'm on edge. And then when I didn't see nobody, You feel me? And then when I look and there's somebody there, yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? But like I said, I didn't feel like he was gonna fucking hurt me, so I just was like, what's this old man doing? Why is he wearing old clothes? That's all that happened.
It's
I
interesting.
would never do that if
It's
it was
interesting. So what made you confident that this dude was a ghost? Was he opaque? Like you could see through this motherfucker? Or like what's
why
making
was
you,
he wearing old clothes?
why,
Like, I'm not
why does
talking, like,
anybody
fucking
over there wear
19
anything they wear, bro? He's probably just homeless. You
I'm
just
not
see the
talking.
homeless dude.
Okay, four in the fucking morning. He wasn't homeless. So that's the thing. That's the thing. Like, you think I seen some fucking scrangly fucking ghost, bro? Like, you think I seen some mangy dude? I didn't see a mangy ass dude. When I say old clothes, I don't mean dusty. I mean like old garb. You know what I'm saying? Like old shit that they would wear back then. You know what I'm saying?
But what do you mean? Like colonial
was
garb?
wearing slave, like, fuck, bro, like, not slave clothes. Okay. What is that nigga's name? Fucking
Guilty. We got him.
It wasn't as fancy as fucking the nigga from that John Candy's fucking, what's his name, bro? Not as fancy as a fucking slave butler. You know what I'm saying? Like, not as that fancy, but something along those lines. In the trenches of Eastside Oakland?
I think it's much more possible or likely that it was a homeless
Yeah, oh, yeah,
person than a
that's fucking
ghost. I mean, even if it's less
fancy
likely it's a
crackhead.
homeless person, like it's more likely that it was a ghost, like, right?
Fancy crackhead? That's what you're gonna go with?
A crackhead in
That's what you're
fancy
gonna go
colonial
with.
garb. I think that's I'm much more comfortable with that personally than ruling ghost.
Hey, man. Do your thing, but I know what I saw.
Did he look like one of the
Fucking
ancestors of the dude you ran over?
Slave ghost. But anyway, I'm sorry, cut that out.
I agree.
But anyway,
And now I have to delete the stream when it's over, so thanks. I'm just
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
All right, thanks for calling, bro. Thanks. You
Oh.
called with nothing in mind, and you ended up telling me, and I saw a ghost story, so we absolutely got there. Thank you.
Yeah, I think you fucking did therapy to me just now. Don't do that again.
Are you trying to get off the phone with me? No, I want to talk for a long time right now.
All right, bye.
All right. Later. Oh my goodness, a 20-minute phone call. We got there though. We found out he'd seen a ghost. Like he didn't call to tell us that. To get from hello for any reason to yes, I saw a ghost and I'm sure of it. That's a long way to go. So we got there. I gotta say, I won't be burying any of my clothes. I won't be doing any of this shit real soon. I gotta tell you, except for this. When I leave here today, I could tell you I'm gonna be looking for some triangles. I'm actually looking for some right now. It actually sounds very soothing in a way to look for these triangles. He actually might have put me on right there. I like the idea of. It seems like if you got kind of riled up or upset or you needed to focus, you could just like look for your little triangles and chill the fuck out. You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking. It's giving me a lot to think about triangle wise. All right. Before we wrap it up, any suggestions for Wednesday? Any suggestions for Wednesday's topic? And while you guys think of a topic, let's take a moment to mention our sponsors. Delta Breeze Cannabis from the Isleton Cannabis Company. If you're in California and you want some great weed at a better price and you want it at a dispensary near you, hit my DMs and I will make sure they have it for you to buy. And Mountain. Check out the Mountain Display Pad. A great alternative to the Elgato Stream Deck. I really love mine. It's got 10 programmable buttons and it can hook up either standalone to like a very sturdy base or onto your Mountain keyboard like I have. And you can pretty much make the buttons do anything you would want your computer to do. Open up a game, actions within programs, actions within your computer is pretty awesome. And really fully customizable. Anything for your computer that's fully customizable. I really like that. Sex stories. Sex stories would be a really good one. Childhood memories, camping trips. I have some camping stories, I guess. I've been camping many times. I was a Boy Scout before I was a judge. Sex stories would be really good. And I think as long as we hear, how about funny sex stories? That way I don't hear anybody bragging. I don't want to hear anybody calling and bragging sex stories. That happened too much with the fight stories. Get something off of your chest. Yeah. Tell me a secret. I think that's what I wanted to get there today, and we almost did. I wasn't rich enough to go to camp, but the dude who was my Boy Scout leader, he was rich. So I do recognize I did have some privilege as far as having a rich scout leader, because he paid for us to do some shit. So I hear it. I hear what you're saying. Funny sex stories. We're doing it. It's an R-rated stream on Wednesday. Court After Dark. Night Court. All right. Sex stories. Wednesday. You win, Drew. I guess I got some crazy ones myself now that I'm thinking about it. All right. Sex stories. Let's get somebody in trouble. I want to hear about a divorce happening after this next court session, and I don't want it to be mine. Drop a like on the stream if you haven't already. Follow me on other social media, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, you name it. We're going to be live on Instagram for every stream after today's. So catch it on Instagram if you like Instagram. We're in there. And I'll see you guys Wednesday, 7 p.m. Court is adjourned.